This initiative did not begin with anti-testing on our minds. What we were dreaming about in the Visioning Institute was a better place for kids, was a new school system, a system that prepared kids for the 21st century. And what we ran into as we worked with our teachers to become designers of learning rather than just instructors standing in front of the classrooms talking all day long, what we ran into was teachers were so fearful of kids not performing well on the test. And they were worried that the campus or the district would not have the rating that the community required. And they were so fearful that they wouldn't let go of practices of worksheets and constant rote memorization items in favor of doing some things that we believed more strongly in were engaging kids in the activity and the content. So very early in our work, we found out that the testing was one of our issues, the testing and the accountability to that testing. And as we worked through that and examined that more closely, we found out that all we were doing is testing. We were testing to get ready to test, we were benchmarking those tests, and so we spent our whole day and our whole school year testing rather than teaching our kids how to be prepared for the 21st century. The 23 schools in the Texas High Performance School Consortium are adamant about creating a community-based accountability system. We don't believe that there is any group, not at the federal level or at the state level, that cares more about our kids than our local communities. And so what we are all about is trying to put together a community-based accountability system that would have measures that the people in our individual communities would feel like were quality measures that they could check and make sure that their kids were being educated for their future. And so each one of us in different ways are working toward these community-based accountability systems. What we hope comes out of that is a set of community-based systems where there would be some comparability between school districts. In other words, my parents here in Coppell ISD could see how we were doing compared to the districts that we compare ourselves to in the local North Dallas area, as well as some community-based options that might be in there. In Coppell, we believe a lot in service and students being participating in service. And so we would track service, maybe other things like that. Maybe it's participation in extracurricular activities, science fairs, those kinds of things. So we're all working toward putting together an accountability system that means something to our parents rather than just a test that's given at the end of the year and then reported out on some accountability measure. What we hope it to be is a more robust, lots of measures that are created all during the course of a year, so the community really gets a sense of how their children are participating, how their children are being successful in a system.